So, for the people who've been following this channel, they know when it comes to Transformers, I love G1. Love, love, love. That's what I grew up with. Grew up with G1. But I also love Beast Wars because Beast Wars hit me it just hit different. And it was so refreshing to watch. It was something so different, so special. And then we hit season 2 when they had the Transmetal and all this other stuff. But one of the cool characters was Silverbolt. And I really enjoyed the character. I thought the little sub love story, Romeo and Juliet story between him and Black Arachnia was so cool. It was so fun. But yeah, when they announced that they were going to be dropping a Silverbolt, I was like, oh man, I got to get in on this stuff. And I wish that I'd taken a better look at this figure, because there's a lot of stuff that's really cool about this figure, but there's a lot of stuff that really is lackluster. And I'm really glad I paid under $20 for this thing, because if I didn't, I would have been pissed. But anyway, let's get to it. Let's get to it. First, let's look at the box. And it's your standard fare Beast Wars, Legacy. Your standard Legacy packaging with some really exaggerated coloring and everything. I just find it amusing with these boxes now that the smaller figures are propped up higher. It seems to be the cheat code. The higher the figures stacked up in the box, the higher they are propped up in the box, the smaller the figure. It's pretty funny. It's like if I see the figure damn near at the top of the box, I'm like, oh man, that dude tiny as hell. You ever notice that? You notice that? But anyway, it's your standard fare box. It is what it is. It's nothing really special. But yeah, let's get to the figure. And I mean, for the most part, presentation wise, they did a solid enough job. While the gray plastic just looks kind of just blah. I mean, the molded detail is so slight that it just doesn't feel like an adult style collectible. But the paint really pops, man. They did a great job with the paint on the wings, on the front, the red circle in the middle, that just pops, man. And the head sculpt is fantastic. They seriously nailed the character head sculpt. I got to give that to Hasbro. Their head sculpts have been pretty solid thus far, pretty solid. But yeah, I mean, is bare plastic with some good paint applications where needed. I like what they did because they broke it up. They broke it up a lot. So that's pretty freaking solid. So yeah, everything kind of the paint apps do pop on this pretty bare, marbly gray plastic. It does pop. The accessories, I mean, there's only 2 of them. So, I mean, he has his 2 little wing missile things. They're on brand with the character. This is what the character used. He used to throw, fling, feather missiles at people. Tickle, bitches. But yeah, that's what he used to do. So, I mean, it's on brand. I mean, and they fit fine in his hand. They do what they need to do. Now, posing is actually not bad at all. So, I mean, he has the articulation inside of the wings, which is pretty nice, and they get a full flap out if you're going to be posing him in sort of a mid-flat pose or somewhere along that line. Head really doesn't do anything. The arms, I mean, they have good rotation at the bicep. He can do a 90 degree. The problem is that he's single jointed elbow, but if you try to move it any further, the beast's hind legs stick out, and I mean, He has a waist twist, no real ab crunch unless you kind of cheat the legs down. Legs go all the way out, extremely far forward. Awesome kick, and all the way back, which once you try to move the butt flap for the tail feathers, it's actually pretty good. Thigh rotation, he has a single jointed knee and a pretty generous ankle. So like all in all, the posing isn't bad. It's just those arms are pretty hideous, you know, and it gets really bad in the beast mode. Like I said, we'll talk about it in a second. But first, quick little size comparison. Here he is with two other Voyager Beast War figures, Inferno and Dinobot. You can see he's pretty small, pretty undersized for the Voyager class, but I guess the paint makes up for it? I don't know. Yeah, but he's pretty undersized. Now let's get this guy transformed and take a look at the beast mode. So here we are, and I can honestly say from the front, luxurious. Like a lot of the things that carried over from the robot mode into the beast mode. I mean, it just looks luxurious from the front. Like you can't beat that silhouette. That looks like an imposing figure coming at you with the extra paint on the eyes and the face of the wolf mode. It looks pretty freaking solid. And most of the articulation carries over as well. So it's actually a pretty solid beast mode for the most part. Problem is the back. So, I mean, granted, most people aren't going to be posing this figure from behind. And if you are, well, I mean, hey, everybody has their own preferences on how they want their shelf to look. But yeah, I mean, it's they could have easily added like at least a little bit more of a indent in there so we can actually slide the arms further in so they're not as pronounced, but basically it just looks like hands hanging out of his butt cheeks. That's all it looks like. It's just hands coming out of a butt cheek. I mean, it's really bad. Or even kind of looks like he has two like buttholes. Like it's not well designed from the back. But I mean, if you're just gonna pose this guy from the front, it serves its purpose. I gotta give them that. It serves its purpose. If you're only having this figure face forward on a shelf, then it serves its purpose. So overall, I mean, I paid under $20 for this. I'm very happy with it for the price I paid. I mean, I'm sure that people are going to probably find this at like an Ollie's or a Ross for much cheaper down the road, but I'm happy with what I paid for it. After tax and everything, it came out to under $20. I'm very happy with what I paid, and I'm very happy with the figure overall. I mean, like I said, they could have done more with the arms to hide them in the beast mode. They could have done more with the legs to hide them in the robot mode. But other than that, I mean, that's my only major gripe with the figure. He poses really well for the most part, looks the part, spot on representation for the most part. But yeah, with that, let me know what you think. Did you pick up this figure? Do you have any love for Beast Wars? Do you even care about this figure? Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you check out the community tabs where I post any pre-orders, any deals on figs, or any restocks that I come across while browsing the World Wide Web. I'll leave a link to that in the description, and also in the description is my Amazon affiliate link. It's pretty awesome, pretty cool. All you have to do is click on the link, go to Amazon, and buy away. It's a great way to support the channel, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. But yeah, with that, be safe, be good, and it's the Drunken Prime cracking open another beer and signing off.